to the Rasslin Cafe podcast with your hosts, Killer K and Big Southern. Follow them on Twitter at the Rasslin Cafe and at Big Southern. Check out the website at www.theraslincafe.com. Now sit back and enjoy the show.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Killer K and the Rasslin Cafe back up in your ear once again. And as always, I got the homeboy with me, Big Southern. What up, dog?
What's happening, man? Hope y'all doing good out there.
Yep, and we are recording 2 days after Extreme Rules, or hashtag Extreme Rules, and we hope everybody enjoyed the pay-per-view. We're going to talk about that today. We're also going to talk about Raw and other stuff that's going on in the wrestling industry. But, as always, before we proceed, our social medias, YouTube, go to YouTube and type in the Rasslin Cafe. We are also on Facebook at facebook.com/The Rasslin Cafe. And I would like to send a thanks out to everybody that's locating us, spreading the word, liking our Facebook page. Remember, we have a giveaway after we reach 100 likes. Twitter, you can catch us on Twitter at The Rasslin Cafe, at Big Southern. Don't forget that you can also subscribe to our podcasts at Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, and wherever else you get your podcasts. If you can't seem to find it, send me an email at killerk@theraslincafe.com, and I'll try to sort it out for you. But if you can't find it on your player, you could always go to theraslincafe.com. That's where we have all our podcasts archived. So, Big Southern, man. So, like I was saying at the beginning, about Extreme Rules and Raw. But, let's look at some tidbits going on out there. The biggest news coming out of this weekend is the reinstatement of Hulk Hogan, bro. And I told you the other day privately, man, I didn't even know that dude was suspended for 3 years, man. I thought he was just, booted until they got that Gawker shit figured out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I had no idea he was suspended either. I thought they just pretty much wanted to banish him, say, no, we, just try to blackball him. That's what I thought, because I did hear, that he was fired from the WWE, and that was during that Tough Enough situation that they had going on. How long ago? That was about 3 years ago, yeah. And and I just thought he was done. I didn't know they had a length of time or a period of time on, his suspension or whatever. It was like they were just saying, hey, we done with him. There's no way in hell we will ever have anything to do with him again. That's how I took it. But apparently they already had plans of bringing him back and everything. And I know that there are a lot of people who are split on the decision to bring him back, which to me, man, I think him being let go in the beginning was a hypocritical move. That's how I really feel about that, because I know damn well if it had not been for the sponsors, some of the sponsors, they wouldn't have did anything about that, and to me, man, there's been so many people, WWE superstars, whatever the case may be, including your boy Ultimate Warrior, who has said some really, really outrageous things and they named the award after him. So I don't understand why they would even try to play Hulk Hogan like that, because I'm gonna tell you straight up, no matter how much they tried to blackball him, they wouldn't have been able to erase anything about Hulk Hogan being one of the biggest reasons why WWE is even still relevant today, to tell you the truth. I mean, he didn't do it alone, but his name alone, I can tell you right now, even people that don't even watch wrestling, they know who Hulk Hogan is. And they will always know who Hulk Hogan is. I don't know if you remember any of the storylines that they have done in the past. Triple H, he did a storyline with Booker T, pretty much without calling Booker T a nigga. You know, he pretty much said guys like you would have never been anything, back in the day or whatever the case may be. Just a bunch of slave, that kind of slave talk, like Booker T was a servant or some shit like that, and basically saying that you would be shining my shoes and all kinds of shit like that. Without actually coming out and calling Booker T a nigga, he basically called Booker T a nigga. And okay, even the shit with Vince McMahon coming out back in the day and on live TV. What's up, my nigga? Come on, man. And you tried, that's why I say it's some hypocritical shit. Just like back in the day, this didn't have anything to do with WWE, but it was wrestling in general. Harley Race. I don't know if you remember the guy who went by, oh goodness, what was his name? Bubba. It was Big Bubba something. Oh, it was the Hughes, Big Bubba Hughes. It was the black guy. He basically was trying to make Big Bubba Hughes look like his slave, like his servant. It was just, man, it's just so much. Oh my goodness, man. Even Ric Flair, as much as a lot of these guys, I love these guys. You know, Ric Flair has been accused of calling. I've heard Teddy Long say that Ric Flair called him a nigga right in his face. And just, I mean, that's why I said that the shit with Hulk Hogan was basically a hypocritical move. And they pretty much just, I guess, tried to make an example out of Hulk Hogan or whatever, when you could clearly see, I don't care what anybody say, you could clearly see racism still going on in wrestling today. So I don't know. I mean, whatever they want to say. And then see, I saw a story about Mark Henry basically coming at Hulk Hogan, because Mark Henry wasn't really happy with the decision to bring him back. And Mark Henry had already said that not long ago. But my thing is, as much as I love Mark Henry and I respect Mark Henry's opinion or whatever the case may be, but Mark Henry need to open his mouth at his boss too. You know, so I mean, if you gonna try to point the finger at Hulk Hogan, you need to point the finger at your boss too. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much what I have so far about that.
I think it all comes down to is money and the sponsors and blah, 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 blah. So as a businessman, WWE is going to do whatever. I mean, as hypocritical and contradictory and make them sound, they don't give a fuck, bro. All they care about is that money. You know what I'm saying? And
I agree. Speaking
of money, and I'm over here like, look, how much did Hogan get from that Gawker shit? I mean, I've always been in belief that, hey man, it's not your time, stay the fuck out. You know what I mean? You know, give the next generation. This can go round and round and round and round. Cause people can say like, look how much, you know, name value that Hogan and awareness that Hogan could bring to the E. They're already known. You know what I mean? WWE. Look how much knowledge he could pass on to the kids at the Performance Center. They already have HBK and Triple H, you know, and, I don't know. I never was a Hogan fan. Then again, I wasn't hating on him either. It was like a Cena thing and a Roman thing where it was just a tired act, you know. And I just think it's time for him to step aside. You know, he was backstage at Extreme Rules and apparently flew home after the fact, after meeting with the locker room and all that. And I may be in the minority, but I don't really give two shits about if Hogan is back or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. A lot of people feel that way. And I mean, I'm like this right here, I honestly think that yes, Hulk Hogan, he could, he could, and like the money thing that you brought up, I'm sure it's all about money, because let's be real, Hogan is money, no matter how old the dude still is money. There's guys who are in the business today because of him, because they saw Hogan back in the day and they were like, oh man, I wanna do that, and I honestly think that Hogan still have stuff to contribute. Not wrestling for himself, I do not want to see that. But to far as promos and different things like that, I honestly think that Hogan could contribute in that fashion. Damn, it was something else that you said. I'm trying to think of what it was because I wanted to comment on that. Shit. Anyway, oh well. If I think of it, I'll probably come back to it. But I mean, yeah, one way or another. I mean, I'm not, I'm not jumping up and down or anything like, ooh, I'm glad Hogan back and this, that. Oh, I thought about what I was going to say. Okay. So, when I was younger, I was a Hulkamaniac for a little while, for a very, very, very little while. And it was interesting that you brought up the point about the tired act. That's what really dried me up from being a Hulkamaniac, because I was like, man, I'm sick and tired of seeing this dude do the same old bullshit. And I was young at this time. And I remember we were talking about this the other day. I remember when The Undertaker first came into the WWF at the time in 90. And it was the first time that I don't even remember what pay-per-view it was, but I remember when Undertaker pretty much drug Hulk Hogan on his, remember, I don't know if you remember when he drug Hulk Hogan on his motorcycle. He was riding his motorcycle and he was dragging Hulk Hogan down the ramp or whatever. And he basically dogged Hulk Hogan. I was loving that, boy. And like I said, I really, really lost it with Hulk Hogan until Hulk Hogan went to WCW and he was revealed as the third member of the NWO. That's when I started getting back into Hulk Hogan. But before then, man, I couldn't care less about Hulk Hogan. I got sick of it. I got just so tired of it because it just got so stale and generic. And I was just like, nah, I'm good. So anyway, that's pretty much all I got to say about Hogan.
Hogan, yeah, when he went to the dark side back in 96, it reinvigorated me to give the guy a chance again. And it was new. It was fresh. You know what I'm saying? Because Hogan, from memory, was never a heel. And it was cool to see that. But even after that, after a year or two, that got played out. But, cause it was Hogan all over your TV sets and NWO all over everywhere. You know what I mean? But, I still stand by, I feel the same way about Ric Flair. I mean, the only person that I could think of off the top of my head that when it was time for him to go, They disappeared, you know? I mean, they still make cameos and comments and da-da-da-da, and it's Shawn Michaels. You know what I'm saying? Every damn year, it's always, you know, this match, that match. When's he coming back? And you know, I respect that. So Hogan, just go to your beach house, you know, kick it with Eric Bischoff, you know, and drink your beer, hang out with your wifey, and da-da-da, and just enjoy being rich. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Man, I think the amount of money that he got from Gawker, if I remember right, it's damn near close to the deal that WWE just struck, right? I think it was like a 200 mil.
It was something like that. I know he broke them.
Yeah. And speaking of broken, it's a sad day for those who knew about this. If you don't, then must be living under a rock. 30 years ago today, today marks the 30-year anniversary of the death of Bruiser Brody. You remember that situation when he got murdered in the shower in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, I remember. I don't remember when it happened, but I did read about it. Yeah. As a matter of fact, it's mighty funny that you mentioned that, because I just read, well, I knew about it way before then, but I just read some stuff about it, last week. I was, matter of fact, no, I didn't read anything about it. I was watching a YouTube video about it, and they were talking about wrestlers who were murdered, and stuff like that, and his name came up. Yep.
Yeah, that's sad, man. I mean,
yeah,
to get, you know, taken out like that, man.
By a fellow wrestler.
And do you remember if anything ever happened to the guy?
He got away with it because he basically said that he was it was self-defense. Nobody didn't believe that, but apparently the court did.
Yeah. Well, on a happier note, Charlotte Flair should be returning July 31st. That's her goal, to go get back into the ring. She's had some cosmetic surgery type issues. Thoughts about that? Are you missing Charlotte, dude? Because I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've been missing her on my TV, man. I'm like, she needs to come back.
You can really, let me tell you something, man. You can really tell when somebody of that, you know, significance is missing. You can really tell. And I'm like, damn, boy. It's just like, cause I don't know, man. It's just something about Charlotte, man. That girl, she just came in there and did her thing. And Charlotte is women's wrestling right now, to tell the truth. She's women's wrestling. You know, I mean, there's some that are on her level, but they have pretty much magnified her so much, man, until and deservingly, you know. But yeah, you can honestly tell that Charlotte is not on SmackDown right now.
You know, back here, man, at the crib, man, I'm like, I will sit there and be bitching about how they're overexposing her and she's overplayed, but you know, I changed my tune hella quick, man, when she disappeared off my TV screen, bro. It's like that old saying, you don't know what you got until it's gone. And
Yep.
I just wonder how she's gonna, you know, fit into the storylines. The best way for me to do it would be just for her to come back and pick up where, you know, she left off with Becky Lynch. You know, Becky Lynch has been rising up, and maybe this would be a good time for her to turn heel. You know what I'm saying? What do you think?
Charlotte?
Yeah, Charlotte. You know, when she comes back, just bomb on Becky Lynch.
Yeah, but I don't know if they are going to be ready to heal her up right now so soon. I know we both can agree that Charlotte does her best work as a heel, though.
Oh yeah, indeed.
She's just wicked as a heel, and it's really sad to see how underutilized Becky Lynch is, man. They are not doing shit with her.
And it took Charlotte. It took Charlotte to go off TV. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For her to get a push. I understand you can't push everybody to the moon, but you know.
And speaking of Charlotte being missing, they were using Nikki Cross to replace Charlotte. And when I first heard about that, them having Nikki Cross working the SmackDown thing, and I the first thought that came to my mind was, I bet you they got Nikki Cross on there because Charlotte is not there right now. And then I started hearing other people talk about, they about to bring Nikki Cross up and this, that, and the other. I got excited at first because I was like, oh man, that'd be cool. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, I don't know, man. Because I was like, why would they? Because, see, they did Sanity the same way. Sanity was working untelevised shows before they actually got put on television. Now, I did hear that it's a possibility that, that Nikki Cross is going to come up. But I started seeing other things like she's still penciled in for something dealing with SummerSlam, at the NXT thing for SummerSlam. So, I mean, that doesn't mean a thing because, I mean, they could just bring her up after SummerSlam. Who knows? I mean, it's not like they never did that before, but I'm just saying, I just, sometimes people, instead of waiting until the news come out, and I mean, and it's not going to be disputed or whatever the case may be, they just come out. Everybody try to be the first one to put some shit out, and then most times they be wrong. And then they have to come back and say, oh, well, we were wrong about this. I mean, I don't know, man. I know that a lot of times, speculation and this, that, and the other, and people do give their opinions and stuff like that. But let's leave it like that. Let's leave it at opinions. Don't come with this old bull crap like you know what's going on, and then you turn out to be wrong.
What up, Dave? He's talking to you, Dave Meltzer. What up?
Well, now I didn't see Dave Meltzer say anything about Nikki Cross coming up, but I've seen Dave Meltzer come out with some shit though, and he was wrong.
At this point though, bro, man, somebody made a comment. I saw this on Facebook. You tell me what you think.
Okay.
About NXT come-ups. They said, quote, all the NXT come-ups have been failures. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I disagree with that. I absolutely, positively disagree with that because not all of them has been failures. Charlotte was a NXT come-up. Look at her. Shit. Most of Carmella. Alexa, shit, man. It's even Sasha Banks. But now when it comes, now I thought about that the other day, and I was like, damn, it's most of the females that came up from NXT are doing better than the damn dudes. Because look at your boy Enzo and Cass. They gone. I mean, those guys were super over, and they are gone. Now with Finn Balor, so I'm gonna tell you, Finn Balor, a lot of these guys, they are over with the fans because they have a fan base already. But I'm gonna go back to the thing that we always go back to. The booking is what's killing a lot of these people. The booking is what's killing them. And it's not that they are a failure. It's the booking is a failure. That's what the failure is. Even as much as I don't give a flip about Roman Reigns, the booking is what killed his character with me. I mean, that's why I don't give a damn about him. And also the trying to stuff this bitch down people's throat. That is the shit that gets on my nerves. I don't like that. I just don't like that. Like, okay, let me try to use an example. Hopefully just get over. Okay, let's say that a restaurant is let's say that a restaurant, and I know you probably gonna have something to say, but let's just say a restaurant is serving a burger, and the burger ain't selling that good, but they keep on they keep selling the shit, and I mean they keep the shit on the menu, and nobody is buying it, and all they doing is and they keep, and you know, when you do that kind of shit, you have to buy that stuff from companies or whatever. You spending money for the ingredients to actually make this burger, but nobody is buying it, but you just keep on buying it, and all it's doing is piling up because nobody buying the bullshit. But you keep on doing that. You keep trying to stuff the idea of the burger down somebody's throat and shit. I mean, what kind of sense do that make? That's what I'm saying. Now, you gonna say, oh man, but his merchandise. But this is my thing. And I know it probably don't matter to some people because it's still revenue, it's still money, whatever the case may be. But the only people who are buying any merchandise far as Roman Reigns go, we just keep it real, is little kids and women. That's all. There's some dudes who's buying it too, but guess what? Those dudes buying that shit for those kids and those women. That's exactly what it's about.
Man, when I bought the Roman Reigns necklace, dude, that was for me, bro.
I know it. I know it. But you know, and the thing about it, man. I'm not. I don't know. I don't dislike Roman Reigns as a person because I don't know him like that. But when it comes to his character sucks. And to me, they just keep on trying to put him in the spot that he should not even be in. I'm sorry. He shouldn't be in that spot, period. And since we are on that, let me go ahead on and say this. Okay, so the thing about Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns. Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns had a match at Extreme Rules. We haven't even gotten to that yet, but I'm just going to throw this out there. So, Bobby Lashley beat Roman Reigns. Now, I didn't think that was going to happen a little because I started doubting it a little. I was like, they going to let Roman Reigns get this match. So when Bobby Lashley won, I was like, what? I was like, you got to be kidding me. And I was happy about it. But what the hell? Can you please tell me what the hell is the point of both of them winning the triple threat match last night? Roman Reigns won his match, then Bobby Lashley won his match, which is going to come down to them having another match, I guess next week, to determine who is going to face Brock Lesnar. What the hell is the point of that? Now, I don't know, but I'm kind of thinking what's going to happen is they probably going to end up in a draw, and both of them it's probably going to end up being a triple threat match at SummerSlam. What do you think?
You know, with the whole thing, it all comes back to keeping Roman in the main event picture, because Vince loves that guy for whatever fucking reason. Loves that dude, and you know, see, no matter how many people boo him, like at Extreme Rules, people were booing the hell out of him every time he did something. You know what I'm saying? And Lashley got a big pop when he won that match. I don't think it's going to be a triple threat. You know, like you and I were talking about a while back. I think it's going to be like a multi-man match. You know what I mean? Seth has to be involved somehow, because I think he's moved on from the IC fiasco with Ziggler and the other Drew. But let me back up real quick though about the NXT thing though. I mean, so it was quote unquote revealed that from a writer that used to work for the WWE, you know, like Carmella and Bliss, they're viewed on a different level than like a Charlotte or a Banks. Their championship reigns are compared to like the Diva days. You know what I mean? Like Vince just has the title on them just for the looks, not for their athleticism. And I would have to agree. Bliss is not all that great in the ring. Carmella is not all that great in the ring. And but I'm not saying that. In saying that, I'm not saying they failed, quote unquote, because I'm just gonna call it on both ends here. Because in order for the talent to get over, they gotta do something. You know what I mean? They gotta stand out. What stands out about Bliss? What stands out about Carmella besides that annoying scream? And then the booking, you know? So if you're gonna book Carmella like what they've been doing now, you know, people are gonna get tired of it. And then in the process, they're gonna make Asuka look like a joke. Because when she lost that match at Extreme Rules, I was like, oh no. I mean, there's a lot of people all over the IWC saying that ever since the Rumble, she has been booked so badly, you know? And Bliss, I don't know. It's just, I again, in the minority, I just don't see, besides what she looks like, besides that, hey, she could be a good spokesmodel for, what was that situation she had? Was it anorexia or whatever?
Yeah.
You know, I think that's why they push these certain people, is because of their real life struggles that they had, and they could be a good spokesperson for that type of stuff. But as far as people who, you know, quote unquote made it from NXT to the main roster, you know, obviously Charlotte, obviously Banks, Lynch, we all know that she's over. It's just, somebody in the back don't like her accent.
That's so stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. Bailey, you know, again, we can point the finger at the booking. Who else? Oh, okay, look at Ty Dillinger. Fail.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think to meet common ground here, I would have to point the finger at the booking. And part of it is maybe the talent, or maybe it might not be the talent, because as we know, supposedly Cass, you know, brought up a suggestion about something, and he went on and did it anyways and got fired. But Stone Cold on his podcast several weeks ago stated it's bullshit. He goes, there's no way Vince is going to fire somebody for going off script.
But the thing about it, Stone Cold got to remember, Big Cass is not him.
Yeah, he had more power.
Big Cass ain't bringing in money like Steve Austin was. Steve Austin could get away with shit like that. So
yeah, because it's like Stone Cold's like, well, you need me more than I need you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Because wherever, let's say Stone Cold would have jumped ship. You know what I'm saying? Man, freaking the fans would have went where he was going. So I mean, come on now, Stone Cold. I mean, come on. He should know better than that. But I want to go back to something that you were talking about, as far as Bliss and Carmella. I absolutely agree with you on that, man, because let me tell you, I do think that both of these ladies have improved a lot. They have, as far as their wrestling skills go, but especially Bliss. But I honestly, I agree with you. I think that their push pretty much came from the way that they look, and Bliss, that I got to give it to Bliss on her mic skills. That girl she's gold on the mic. She can talk some shit. And Carmella is coming up too on being a good talker or whatever the case may be. But I was so disappointed at the Extreme Rules when Asuka lost again. I'm like, man, this. What was the point of them bringing her out as like the tough ass woman that that could take a licking but keep on ticking, and she whip your ass and this, that, and the other. She just get beat so easily by Carmella of all people. I like Carmella now. I don't get me wrong. I like Carmella, but to me, that's a straight disappointment. I mean, what the hell are they gonna do? Are they gonna have another match at SummerSlam? I mean, what's the damn point? I mean, especially if you're gonna do the same shit, or are they gonna have somebody else to go for the title? I think there's gonna be another Asuka and Carmella match. I'm honestly thinking. I told somebody this not long ago. I don't know if it was you or somebody else, but I told somebody that I think that they were going to try to stretch that feud out until SummerSlam and let Asuka get the title at SummerSlam. But I mean, I don't know, man. It's just ridiculous. It's making no sense to me.
Charlotte has to be involved in the picture somehow, because earlier when I mentioned in the interview she did with Manunos, is posted on our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Rasslin Cafe. The 31st, that lands on a Tuesday, bro. What happens on Tuesday? You know? So, and SummerSlam is August 19th, and, she has unfinished business with the champ. So who knows? It might be a triple threat,
Maybe, yeah.
Or it might be a four-way because Becky Lynch has been on the roll. Or they could just keep it simple. Lynch has been racking up wins, and she can just challenge for the title, win the title, and then Charlotte and her could have a feud. It could be a friendly feud turning into a big mess, but, on the other channel, or on the other show, we see how that is going. We'll talk about that here in a minute, like Banks and Bayley.
And oh, go ahead.
But I don't know what they're going to do. Well, okay, so what would you like them to do when it comes to SummerSlam? Would you like to see Becky against Carmella? Because if they do that, in a way, it kind of comes full circle because Becky Lynch was the one that had the last match televised thing with Ellsworth. It'd come back full circle, but I don't know. SummerSlam would be like, hey, athleticism at its finest. That's where you put the cream of the crop. And I don't think Carmella belongs on that.
Shit, but they gonna end up putting her on it though, I'm sure. I think that Becky Lynch versus Carmella would be something different.
I agree.
And I definitely wouldn't mind seeing it. So I mean, but Charlotte, before she left, she was having a little feud with the Iconic. So I don't know if they're going to return back to that and have her and Becky Lynch face them at some. I don't know. I don't know what in the world they're going to do. But
speaking of Extreme Rules, though, just little side notes here. Originally, the main event was supposed to be Roman versus Lashley, but Vince said, I don't want to end the show on everybody crapping on it, so we're gonna flip flop it. So I guess Vince is getting smarter. I mean, it took him 4 goddamn years.
I think he had a flashback. That's what happened. That's when I heard about that. When I heard that too, I was like, I said, well, damn. I said, apparently Vince ain't learned shit yet. And then when I saw that that match wasn't the main event, I was like, okay. But I was kind of shocked to see that the Intercontinental match was the main event. I was kind of shocked at that because, man, the match was good, but I honestly think that the main event should have been AJ and Rusev. That's what it should have been to me, in my opinion. So
I don't know, man. It was a good new matchup, but
yeah,
I just didn't feel any star power with that matchup. You know what I mean? Because the way Rusev has been booked.
Yeah.
You know, if he was unbeatable, if he was smashing people, it'd be a different story. But, you know, he was a comedy act and mid-Carter and blah, 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 blah. I mean, as a viewer, I wouldn't take him seriously.
I told you the other day that I believe that it is absolutely time for Rusev to turn on old boy English. I really think so. I think it's time for them to put Lana back with him. And it's time for Rusev to be what he was at. And it's not, the good thing about Rusev is it's not too late for him at all. It's not too late for him because he is over with the crowd still. They still love Rusev. And a lot of people want to see Rusev succeed. And I honestly think that Rusev should have already had that title, the Universal title or the WWE title. One of them he should have already had it. I honestly think so. But the booking, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what the hell they are doing, man. I don't get it. They have the star power, but they are not using it the way that they should be using it.
You know, rewinding back to Asuka real quick, I mean, her whole situation, if you really think about it, you know, kind of reminds me of a Bray Wyatt thing. I mean, here's Bray Wyatt, good talent, knows what he's doing in the ring, gets pushed to the moon, and then falls back down, pushed back up, blah, 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 blah. But his character is the type of guy that says, hey, I'm going to get you, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, you know, da-da-da-da-da. But yet he always gets beat.
Yep.
So Asuka, this is what I mean when I compare the two, Asuka's the same way. So they better change her catchphrase, man. Nobody's ready for Asuka. I'm like, why are you going to keep saying that if you always get beat?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Another tidbit on Extreme Rules. Apparently, somebody posted on Twitter. It was a spot where Seth Rollins and Ziggler, they were doing the sleeper hold, and what did Ziggler say? It was overheard that Ziggler said, you know, it's when the WWE took away the clock off the screen, and Ziggler told Seth, you know, it's because the crowd kept going with their little chant from 10 to 1 and making buzzer sounds, and Ziggler said to Seth, you know, after they removed the clock, it got worse. You know, the crowds are getting more rowdy. And Seth responded something along the lines of like, you know, they should have never removed it in the first place. And apparently those guys wanted the clock to stay there, especially during the last 10 minutes, to help them plan the match better.
Yeah.
But what did you think about that, bro? I mean, it seems like the WWE universe never seems to amaze me, man. If it's on a beach ball, it's them. I just never thought I'd see the day them trolling a clock. You know what I'm saying? They were going 10, 9. Do you think they were really into it, or they were just trying to entertain themselves? Because the pay-per-view was a blah.
Yeah, but I think that they were kind of trying to make it a little, put a little more excitement in it or whatever the case may be. But the only thing that, I don't even think that even compares to the beach ball thing. Good grief. That to me, it's just basically like the ultimate slap in the face. But I think the clock thing was pretty much like something they were counting it down, like basically saying, "Oh man, we only got this much time left," and this, that's what I think was the deal was with that, and they were just trying to put a little more excitement behind the match or whatever.
I thought it was. I thought it was. I mean, yeah, I thought it was entertaining. I mean, it kind of reminded me of a Royal Rumble kind of deal, but
yeah,
I didn't see no problem with it.
But this is the first time that I've ever heard a crowd count down a clock on an Iron Man match, though. I ain't never heard that happen before.
But the other, I haven't either. The other part of me may think maybe they were bored, which I don't know why. They're two of the best wrestlers on the roster.
Exactly. Yeah.
And when Seth was at 3-0, man, I really thought he was gonna take it, and then Ziggles came back and won it 5-4, I think it was.
Yeah, but Seth sure got those damn three. He got those three wins real quick. And then the thing that tripped me out is after Seth got his 3 wins, Dolph Ziggler came back and got his 3 wins like back to back to back. I'm talking about real quick. I was like, damn. And I'm talking about this was like within, like, I think it was within like the first thing on 10 minutes.
Yeah. With Drew, okay, so he goes from that IC championship thing, and then the next day he shows up in the main event picture. I was like, huh? So did he just walk away from the Ziggler thing, or what's going on there? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Maybe they just needed bodies in the match. I mean, because those 2 triple threat matches on Raw, Elias and McIntyre had no business in those matches.
I agree. Right
now, at least.
I agree.
Hey, speaking of Elias, are you going to buy his new album?
I doubt it.
You don't want to walk with Elias?
Nope. I like him. I like Elias's character and everything, but I ain't buying no album. Nope.
Well, I could tell what everybody should be doing is following us on Twitter at the Rasslin Cafe and at Big Southern. And you guys all should be liking our page on Facebook at facebook.com/The Rasslin Cafe. And we appreciate all you listeners. And that's why, like I said before, we're going to be doing giveaways for every 100 likes. And on our YouTube page, we will be doing giveaways there as well. All you got to do is go to YouTube, type in the Rasslin Cafe, subscribe. The podcasts will be there as well. I've said this before on the previous podcast, and I hate to use this analogy, but, we're like dog shit. We're everywhere. So, tell a friend and help us build the brand. You know what I'm saying? So,
yep. But tell a friend and tell your friend to tell a friend.
So with Extreme Rules, and then now we got SummerSlam creeping up. What do you think about the booking from Mania to SummerSlam? Because the other day, dude, we were talking about Raw and all this and that. I should try this next year. Because look, we've had nothing but rematch Mania. Since SummerSlam or since Mania.
Yeah.
AJ and Shinsuke, Carmella. And Asuka, Bliss, and Jax. So maybe I should just take a brief hiatus next year after Mania and just come back and watch SummerSlam. You know what I mean?
And still be in the same spot.
Yeah, like nothing's changed. They ain't kidding when they mean slow burn, man.
Wow.
But so Extreme Rules. I can't lie, fans. I can't lie, listeners. I just had it on in the background, and nothing, it was, I don't know. I mean, if
nothing
I would have
really reached out and grabbed you.
No, nothing. I mean, not even that fresh matchup between Styles and Rusev. Unfortunately, if Rusev was booked better, it would have been more of a high-profile match.
Yeah.
And honestly, the only thing I really liked, because it was so old school in my opinion, was Shinsuke, how he won that championship.
Oh, man, that was funny.
Yeah, he just blasted him before, the match even began, and then, what was it, like 35 seconds the match was over?
Yeah.
And then Randy Orton comes out, and then he dogs out Hardy. So, what we're going to find out tonight on SmackDown Live, but do you think he's going to be, because, Shinsuke is a heel, so apparently Randy's a heel. Do you think Randy's going to be one of those in-betweeners, or do you think he's a full-fledged heel?
Let me tell you, Randy Orton don't give a damn who he attack. Randy Orton is like one of them guys. Randy Orton don't care if you a heel or a face. He gonna attack you if you want to. So you already know Randy Orton is I don't give a damn. That's what he is. He just attack for no apparent reason.
And Randy Orton has stated on record that he enjoys playing heel more than the babyface, so I'm kind of glad.
I think he's better as a heel.
Yeah, I mean, to me, as a babyface, he just seems forced. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yep.
He's best suited for a heel, and I know for all those people who listened to us in the past, I don't know, maybe we're just a couple of heels, bro. Because Charlotte. We always say Charlotte's better off as a heel. Banks is better off as a heel.
Yep.
I don't know. But speaking of Banks and Bailey, bro, dude, did you hear that shit that came out of Banks' mouth last night? I'm like, what?
Yeah. Now I'm wondering. Somebody said, and I hope that they are not trying to do no dumb shit like this. But somebody was talking about that they were trying to do some kind of romantic angle.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought last night too. I'm like, oh hell no.
I hope not.
Hell no, bro.
To me, that's just too much, man. That's too much. I know some people might say, well, why is it too much? It's just too damn much.
I mean
come on, man.
If you think back, because it's been like, 6 months since they started this shit? It all started at the Rumble, And this is the best you can come up with? Because
I don't get it.
The logic doesn't match up with the recent events, and this is what I mean by that. So she's sitting here talking about, you go with the kids and da-da-da-da, I just love you, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. I love Banks myself, man, but if I was eating something, dude, I would have threw up right then and there. I was like, she did not just say that. Mm-hmm. And I'm not trying to sound like I'm bashing on the lesbian thing or whatever. That's not even where I'm going. It's just, it was just a complete 360. I'm like, you've been whooping her ass. You guys been fighting back and forth. So you did all that to Bailey because you love her?
Makes no sense.
It didn't make any damn sense to me. And then whatever happened to what that Shelby guy? You know what I'm saying? Was he too over?
I don't know what I don't know what happened with that, man. I thought that was a good angle to have old Shelby, because I liked Dr. Shelby when they was doing Kane and Daniel Bryan's thing back in the day or whatever. And I was like, oh man, I said, there go old Dr. Shelby again. And then all of a sudden, Dr. Shelby gone. I'm like, okay.
I really think Vince knows that, hey, this dude's over and he's overshadowing the talent.
I don't know what's up with it, man. I don't get it.
Look, if I were booking that dude, it would have fit perfectly because he's all about hugs, right?
Right.
And guess who's a hugger? Bailey.
Right.
And Sasha, you could use that to turn Sasha, like, towards the end there, she'll make it look like she's gonna hug Bailey, but she's just gonna bomb on her and just smash her. I don't know, man, but I think someone was trying to reason with it yesterday when I was reading stuff, and they said that they might use that as a catalyst to turn Sasha heel. Like, I think Bailey might, quote unquote, don't take this literally when I say this, but take Sasha under her wing. Like, okay, look, if you want people to like you, like me, do this and do that and do this. And then Sasha is going to do it. And then she's going to say, basically, fuck it, it ain't working. And she's going to turn on Bailey. I think one way or another, somehow, she's going to turn heel in the end of all this. But just trying to figure out how she's going to turn heel, I don't know. But what do you think about that? How do you think she's going to turn heel?
I think something dealing with this situation, the angle that they are going in right now, I'm agreeing with you on that. I'm thinking that is pretty much going to be what turns her heel. I hope so anyway, because it's just time for Sasha to go back heel, man. But I don't think that anybody, I don't think that Raw or SmackDown or whatever the case may be has seen a heel Sasha Banks. I think that she was, the last time she was a heel was in NXT.
Yeah, she's been a babyface since she came on the scene, man. And what? How long ago was that? 3-4 years ago?
Something like that. Her, Charlotte, and Becky came up at the same time. So yeah, all of them pretty much. Because and matter of fact, all of them came up as a face.
Yeah, but the only one that flipped back and forth was Charlotte, though, out of the crew.
Yeah.
You know, probably because, the E thinks that she can do both, but I think she's better as a heel.
She is absolutely better as a heel.
And continuing on with this women thing, it seems like Extreme Rules was mainly about Ronda, and this whole suspension shit, dude, it's just also making my head scratch, okay? She should have been arrested. You know what I mean? I know it's just a show and I'm talking from the booking aspect here.
But
so
I agree with you. I agree. Even on Raw, even coming back from her suspension early on Raw, she should have. They are not doing things. I was just listening to Jim Cornette, with his filthy mouth ass the other day. I think it was yesterday. I was just listening to him, and he was just talking about how unrealistic wrestling has become. And there's a lot of people who they see that. They are like, wait a minute, man. I know that this is a script, but Jim Cornette was like, a pro wrestler is the one of the biggest criminals that get away with the most craziest shit he's ever seen in his life. Attempted murder, all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? And you don't get no kind of authorities involved. I mean, that makes no sense. That makes no sense.
No, I mean, like, where was security during the past couple of days when she jumped in the ring? You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay, Raw, she comes waltzing down the stairs. You know what I mean? And then here comes Angle. Hey, you need to calm down. It's like, dude, it's like he was talking to his daughter or something.
Kurt Angle come out there pretty much 10 years later after she done pretty much after she done did some damage. Boy, I tell you.
And then she gets rewarded, okay? So, I don't know. I just had to chuckle at that. He goes, if you obey your suspension, you will get a title match. That's like me telling one of my kids that if you clean your room, you get da-da-da-da. I'm like, oh, man, this is...
Yeah.
I get it. Maybe we're just too big of a smarks that we just can't suspend belief. I don't know, man.
I think that we just have common sense. That's what I believe. We just have common sense, and we just see the error of their ways. They don't.
I guess that's where ridiculous. I'm trying to come at. It's like, if you're going to tell a story, have it make sense. I mean, it's like, remember back when John Cena was supposedly fired? That dude had more TV time as a fired guy than most of the roster. You know? When he was, I think it was for like a month. It was like during the Nexus thing, but... in the crowd, coming through whatever. I don't know, man, but in some ways, they're insulting my intelligence with this shit. And we know that Bliss is going to drop the title to Ronda. And, you know, what I do like about it, though, about this feud is how Mickie James is being a trooper, man. She's getting her ass whooped and handed to her.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is because that's the most active she's been, you know? I mean, because they ain't pushing the other way. I don't see why they don't give her another title run. You know, she's 37, 38.
Yeah. I'm disappointed. I'm truly disappointed in the way that they are using Mickie, man. I don't like it. But I mean, apparently she's not worried about it because Mickie already know her worth and she know that people love her and you know, and I don't know, man, because there's just so many matches Mickie that I would love to see Mickie James do that they have not done. And I don't get it.
If you ask me, dude, man, she should have just been one of those pros on, you know, NXT and just have matches with the NXT women over there.
I thought, you know what? Me and you are on the same freaking, because I was just thinking the same thing. I was just thinking like, man, shit, hell, Mickie James should have just stayed doing shit with NXT. I mean, damn.
Yeah, because they straight treating her like a bitch, though, but on the main roster, because I'm sitting here going, man, look, you know, she could have a match, she could have a feud with Sasha, she could have, you know, good matches with Bayley,
Charlotte
even, you
Becky.
know, yeah, I mean, people like wrestling, okay?
Yeah.
People don't, you know, Vince is just too into the whole entertainment aspect, you know, more of the sizzle than the steak.
Yeah.
And, you know, ratings may not mean as much as they did before, but come on now, you know, if you're getting paid $200 million, you gotta make it mean something. You know what I mean? And, this is what I'm afraid of, though, just a quick thought. You know, cause like, what would you say if Vince is like, okay, you know, follow me on this. Back at the Rumble, the spotlight was on the Japanese wrestlers, right? Guess who won the Rumble matches? The Japanese guys. So what if Vince is like, let me do the same thing for SummerSlam, but instead of putting the spotlight on the Japanese people, let me put it on the UFC people. Like, Ronda wins the championship, Brock retains.
Mm-hmm. That's what's going to happen, too. But go ahead.
Because apparently Brock is supposed to be appearing on Raw the next night. So maybe he retains the title at Summerfest. Mm-hmm. And then
Braun Strowman going to cash in on his ass.
Yeah, the next night on Raw.
I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. I was going to say that. I was going to say that, but I was trying to save it. But yep. That's exactly what I think is going to happen.
Because that's what I was thinking when I saw that, you know, news bite about Brock showing up at Raw the next day. I mean,
that's exactly what I thought when I saw it. Yep.
So in that case, y'all, we're just going to skip SummerSlam and just...
Yeah, and wait till the next pay-per-view after. Yeah. For real, we just gave y'all the results. Shit. Spoiler alert. Shit. Please.
So look, man, Team Hell No. We're still talking about Extreme Rules here. Team Hell No. I don't know. Okay, so Kane had a legit foot injury.
Yeah.
And so they had to do what they had to do, but you know, I appreciate the storyline continuity, and you know, honestly, I wasn't clamoring for them to win the championship anyways.
Nah.
But what are your thoughts about that match, Daniel Bryan and Kane?
Well, I thought that Daniel Bryan did a good job holding his own, and you know, I kind of figured the Bludgeon Brothers was going to retain. I didn't know that they were going to do the angle with the Bludgeon Brothers attacking them before the match and all of that. But I also didn't know that Kane was legitimately hurt. Now, a lot of people say that he has a broken ankle, but Kane is playing it down like, no, it's not a broken ankle, it's this, that, and the other. It's nothing to be worried about, and all of this kind of crazy stuff. So nobody knows exactly what's going on with his ankle. You just know that he's legitimately hurt or whatever. And when I saw Kane come out there, I was like, okay. I said, well, here come Kane. And I didn't notice that he had the boot on his ankle until my wife said something about it. She was like, yeah, but he coming out there with a boot on his foot or whatever the case may be. I was like, what? And yeah, sure enough, he was coming out there with a boot on and everything. And I kind of figured when I saw all of that, I was like, yeah, Bludgeon Brothers about to get this. So I think that what happened was what should have happened. The Bludgeon Brothers retained. I think so.
Well, during the predictions for our last podcast, I was hoping they would win, but, with Kane being the mayor here coming up on August 2nd,
right.
It made sense for the Bludgeon Brothers to retain. And yeah. I'm not gonna lie, man, their whole tag team reign since Mania, I think is when they won, and it has not been too eventful, I mean,
I agree.
They disappeared for a while, man. I mean, like, what the fuck? They were doing, like, these stupid vignettes and stuff. I'm like,
yeah.
You're the tag team champions. So why are they... is the creative team telling me they don't have something for the tag team champions? So...
I don't understand it either. I mean, it's just like... Kind of, to be honest with you, man, the Bludgeon Brothers... reign is dry. It's dry to me.
Yep.
So,
and then speaking of tag team reigns, the B team won the championship.
Now, I'm telling you, I don't remember who you picked to win or whatever the case may be, but dog, that was kind of a shocker to me. I was like, damn, wow, okay.
I don't remember either, but if I subscribed to that theory about, win on TV, lose on PPV, I thought Hardy and the other guy, or Bray Wyatt, was gonna retain. Cause I think originally I was thinking in my head, I gotta go back and listen to the other one cause I don't remember what I said, but, I'm assuming I was thinking that the Hardy and the Leader of Worlds would win, and then it would be the authors of what the hell is the other team's name?
B-Team.
No. Damn, what the hell is those guys' names? The guys that kept fighting Lashley and Reigns.
Oh, you talking about the Revival?
Yeah, I thought they were gonna be next in line and start battling Hardy and Wyatt, but then again, we are not out of the woods yet, because next week on Raw, the B team are gonna have a rematch with Hardy and Bray. So
yeah, and I think that the B team is going to retain. They Hardy and Bray are not gonna win that, and I think that they probably about to go and have Hardy and freaking Bray Wyatt feud again. I don't know, man. This shit is just getting to just. I'm getting burnt out on this shit, man.
Well, the thing is, if the B team, okay, so are they baby faces or are they heels?
I don't know what the hell they are. I don't know.
Because, they originally, was riding on the Miz's dick, and then...
Right, which was heel, yeah.
Yeah, so you would think that they were heels, but they've been, you may disagree, but entertaining to the point where the crowd's cheering for them, cause...
Shit, I don't disagree with that.
Those guys are over the top, bro.
They are funny.
Funny as hell, man.
But, your boy, Curtis Axel... Man, he's been always funny, man. Cause remember, he even did the thing with, Sandow. They were funny as hell then.
Yeah, I remember the bit when they did the Mega Powers thing. He was funny as hell, man. I think he did the Hulk Hogan impressions.
Yeah.
And Sandow did the Macho Man. So I don't know, man. And they're undefeated as a tag team too. And it's I don't know. The money would be at Hardy, Wyatt versus Revival, or the Authors of Pain. Whereas, the B team versus anybody else. And there's more. Okay, so I don't know. See, how many babyface teams they got on Raw? You know what I'm saying?
Shit, I don't even know, man. I don't even really know what to call Authors of Pain. Because, the only thing, yeah, you can call them a heel, but shit, man, they ain't even really been around long enough to even be established as what they are yet, I would say that they would have to come out there and just start bombing on different tag teams and shit, and and basically come out to be who they are going to be. And I honestly don't see it being too long before the Authors of Pain get those titles.
At this point, man, I don't even really give two shits who gets the titles, because they need to work on the division, man. I think I made a comment to you. I made the comment to you, off record. I just wish the main roster would book shit like how NXT does it, dude.
Yeah. I think that tag team wrestling is, at least in the WWE.
Exactly. I was about to say, at least in WWE.
It is at its weakest point ever in existence.
So you got all these teams, and then at the end here, you put two single wrestlers together. I don't get that. You know what I mean? Why focus on two single wrestlers becoming a team versus people who have been teammates for a while? Like Revival, Authors of Pain. It's just scratching my head here, WWE. I just don't get it. Might as well just abolish the tag team championships, But Extreme Rules, I would have to rate it a 5 out of 10, just to be nice, I guess.
Oh shit!
I don't know about you, man. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Nothing made me go wow. Nothing made me look over.
Now, the only thing that made me say wow was when Bobby Lashley beat Reigns. That's what made me say, well, damn, wow.
Oh yeah. That caught me off guard.
Yeah, even the matches, I was looking forward to kind of seeing didn't even really pull me in. I am not lying to you, man. I was about ready to go ahead and just turn it off. Cause I have never in my life done that with the pay-per-view. I was just like, cause I even was about to say, you know what? Cause my wife, she didn't get to watch the last match or whatever. She saw a little bit of it, and she was like, I'm about to go to bed, cause she had to get up, go to work early in the morning. And I was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna make it through this shit, man. And then when you started hitting me up or whatever, that's the only reason why I did not turn it off and I stayed up to watch it.
Man, I was hitting you, bro. I was hitting you up because I was trying to stay awake during the pay-per-view, bro.
Me and you was on the same level then. Yeah.
Because normally I don't talk to anybody during my pay-per-view, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm on the phone, bro, it's boring as shit, bro.
Yep. So
yeah, man, I think they're just on cruise control, man. They're setting their ways with all this money that they're making, bro. But let me say something about that right quick, though, man. And I know you will agree with me.
So yes, they are making a lot of money, or whatever the case may be, and a lot of people are going to watch wrestling regardless. But this is my thing, man. If they keep continuing down the road that they are continuing down with these lame ass shows and stuff, eventually even these TV stations are going to be like, man, hell no, I don't want to buy your product, because it's going to still be about the ratings. Because, you know, the people are going to, if people start turning the TV off and not watching, that's going to affect their next TV deal. You know what I'm saying? So that they cannot get too comfortable and think that, oh, we could just put on anything, we're going to get the money anyway. You got to think about the next the next time, the next go around far as TV goes. You know what I'm saying? Because if they see that they ain't getting shit out of it and they drop you, and then and the other TV stations looking at why they dropped you, other TV stations ain't gonna want to pick you up either. So they gonna have to really be careful. A lot of people didn't even think that WCW was gonna go down, but look what happened to them. So WW they better stop. They better stop being so nonchalant with shit, and they better start, you know, kind of putting a little more into their product, because I mean that's just they're gonna get bit in the ass sooner or later if they keep doing that. That's basically what I got to say about it.
If I remember right, though, I think WCW, I mean, AOL, Time Warner just didn't want wrestling on their shit anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, unless USA and Fox are like, yeah, we're done with wrestling, fuck you guys, and, you know, they gotta go somewhere else. But that's just the main reason why WCW is not around. I mean, just...
But yeah, that too, but you got to look at, man, WCW had, they started losing a lot of money because they were giving tickets away, and they just to kind of fill up, and and then some stuff they couldn't even give the tickets away. People weren't interested in the shit. And, you know, it was just like, you know, when AOL and Time Warner and all of them merged and everything, they were like, man, nah, we cool on the wrestling thing. And I think that one of the biggest reasons was because they saw that was a money losing situation. And they were like, nah, we're going to drop that shit, which was, to me, in my opinion, was the right thing for them to do. I know that Eric Bischoff and somebody else tried to buy the company and stuff, and I believe that if they would have done that, they probably would have. WCW probably would still be around right now, especially if they could have gotten the right people behind them. But you know, it just got too ridiculous for me, man.
Man, WWF at the time was doing the same thing. I don't know if you remember the 1997 Royal Rumble. They were giving away tickets to that show as well. So WCW is not the only, you know, company that did it. WWE gave away tickets too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think
one thing.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna go back to WWE and their ratings. I mean, as long as they are like number 1, number 2, number 3 in the ratings. Yeah. They're good, but if you know, when the ratings come back, if they're like, okay, the 15th most watched show, okay, fuck it, time to let them go. You know, but they're always in the top 5, top 10 at least.
Oh yeah. I agree with that. And I honestly do not see any other wrestling company for a long time to come being on the same level as what the WWE is on, far as money or anything. Now, I said this a long time ago, and I'm glad to see them finally starting to do it. I said this so long ago that I thought that Ring of Honor and New Japan should team up and start doing like their pay-per-views and stuff like that. And I think that, you know, them combining forces and everything, that could really hurt. That could hurt the W, and it can. So these mugs, I know you already heard about this. Our Ring of Honor and New Japan combined forces, and now they are about to be going to Madison Square Garden during the time of NXT.
Yeah, it's gonna be on the same day.
So I'm thinking that there's gonna be WWE should be concerned because I think that they are gonna lose a lot of money. Well, I'm sure that they are still gonna sell out. I'm sure they're still gonna sell out, but there's gonna be a lot of people, and I think that Ring of Honor and that New Japan show is gonna sell out too. I forgot what the name of it is going. Damn, I forgot what they said that the name of that their little pay-per-view is going to be, but I'm sure both of them are going to sell out, and I think that there's going to be people that even go to both. There's going to be people that go to that, and then they're going to turn around and go to WrestleMania.
Yeah, that weekend it's going to be a good time to be a fan. You know what I mean? So
big time, boy. Yes, sir.
But as far as WWE and you know, they got their followers, dude. I mean,
oh yeah.
I'm sure you have one fast food joint that you've been supporting all your life, bro.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Burger King in the building.
Oh hell no, I can't stand Burger King, bro.
Man, I'll kick you in the balls. Talk about Burger King like that.
I'm more of a McDonald's dude, man. You know what I'm saying? No, man, see, this is where we're different, man. You're more of that WCW Burger King shit, man, and I'm, you know, McDonald's, WWE, where the big boys eat.
Not no WCW shit.
So, yeah, man, so...
I'll take that. I'll take it.
How do you, so, can't remember what you said, if you said anything, but how would you, overall, man, how would you rate Extreme Rules, bro?
Oh my goodness, man! This was I can't even. I'm just gonna give it a 4 for all of them showing up. That's what I'm gonna give. I'm just gonna give it that because that was just and I'm also giving it a 4 because Bobby Lashley actually beat Roman Reigns when I didn't think that was going to happen. So
booking wise, it just didn't make any sense. Though I hate to go back to it, but okay, you got beat, and now you're back in the main event picture again. You know, it's gonna go back to Roman, dude.
Yeah, I don't get it, man.
Do you think the Undertaker is gonna? You think the Undertaker is gonna be involved at SummerSlam?
What you mean? You think gonna have a match?
Yeah, have a match because rumor has it from the great Dave Meltzer that he hasn't. There, you know, he's gonna be at SummerSlam, and Undertaker's gonna have a match that he's actually been pushing for, and that's gonna happen at SummerSlam. If that were to happen, who could it be against?
Now, I heard that they were talking about redoing that damn John Cena and Undertaker match, and I don't see how in the hell they would even be able to do that right now unless they start pushing for it now.
Because, oh, yeah. I mean, a match like that needs a longer build-up, you know?
Yeah. But I don't know, man. I've been hearing the same thing about Taker coming back for SummerSlam and then being a part of that Australia deal and everything. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, the Super Showdown, right? That's what it's called? Huh? It's called the Super Showdown.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In October, so I don't know.
Did you hear about the all women show that they are talking about putting on?
Yeah, they're doing it this fall, but I didn't read the article, so go ahead and fill me out on that.
Yeah, they basically were talking about having a all women show. They've been talking about this ever since that little thing with the Greatest Royal Rumble where the women weren't permitted to show up or whatever the case may be, and now they are talking about basically I heard that it's only going to be the main roster, but some people say that they think that it's probably going to end up being some of NXT females too, which in my opinion would make more sense because to me, they don't have enough women unless this is just going to be a very, very short.
I was about to say that's gonna be a short ass pay-per-view, but you know what they should do, man? I mean, they should do like a NXT women's division versus the main roster type deal. You know what I'm saying?
I think that would make more sense.
Like an invasion type story, but you know, it's been long enough that some people forgot about the past invasion storylines.
Yeah.
And so we'll see what happens, though. I mean, it might just be like a 2-hour show. You know what I'm saying? Because NXT takeovers are like, what, 2 hours?
Yeah.
But I forgot to mention earlier, it's nothing huge, but, you know, we got to remember that Vince is going to have the XFL situation.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, you know, going back to when you were talking about they're going to lose money and da-da-da-da. I wonder how it's all going to play out when he's so busy with his football league. You know what I mean?
I think that by him leaving it in the hands of, but you already know his old butt gonna still be right there. But I think that Triple H is gonna Triple H is gonna have Triple H is gonna pull it out of the mud, I believe, out the dirt. He's gonna do what's right. I believe. I think Triple H is the man for the job. And I said this before, man. I remember back in the day, I could not stand that idea to know that Triple H would be, taking over. But shit, yeah, Triple H need to take over. And I honestly, this has nothing to do with wrestling, but since you brought it up, shit, man, when that XFL stuff started, I might watch that. I don't give a damn about NFL, but XFL, I might watch it.
Yeah, I might check it out too.
I just might watch it. So,
are you gonna check out the Miz and the Mrs., which debuts?
Hell no. Shit, man, please.
Which debuts on July 24th, people, right after SmackDown on the USA Network.
You know more about that shit than I do.
Man, they only advertise that shit like every other 2 minutes, you know?
Yeah, but I don't pay attention to that crap. Hell no, I ain't watching that shit. As fine as Maurice is too, nah, I'm good. I'm straight.
What do you think about, next year? I hear a rumor that, they might put Matt Cappotelli in the Hall of Fame.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I think it's bullshit, though. I was like, dude, he just died. He fought brain cancer for, 10 years? And now he's dead? And then now you're going to put him in the fucking Hall of Fame? You know, they should replace the Warrior Award. Somebody made the comment that they should rename the Warrior Award and put in his name. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a true example. Because the Warrior, I guess we can go round and round about that, bashing gays and but so thoughts about that. I mean, I should have brought that up at the start, but I just find it kind of odd that, hey, is it for them to redeem themselves? I don't know, man, but yeah, if you have any thoughts, if you don't, it's all good. What do you think about that, though?
I definitely didn't hear anything about that, though. You by you just telling me that just now, I wouldn't have known anything about it. But I don't know, man. I really don't. I don't know. I'm just no comment. I'm just gonna say no comment. I don't know.
Well,
now let me say this: if they are going to put him in the Hall of Fame or whatever the case may be, if they are not going to change the name of the award, which I don't see them doing, I think that he should go in under the Ultimate Warrior's little thing. That's what I think. It shouldn't be as a performer, because I just don't know. That just to me wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair.
That's the rumor that he's gonna be the first inductee, which I just think is bullshit.
goodness, that.
Because you're just profiting off someone who's dead. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
right. I tell you one thing. As pissed off as it made me, if anybody should be the first, it should be freaking Vader. That's who should be first. I mean, put some of these people that y'all ain't that y'all been shitting on for the longest in there. I mean, good grief, man. They've been. I don't know, man. It just disappoints me how the WWE how they are so backwards with shit. I mean, man, as many fans as Vader have, as many fans as China had or whatever, all of them people, while they were alive, they could have been put in the Hall of Fame. They could have looked past all of the stupid shit, because it's not like it was just on those people why the situation was going on, especially China. China got screwed over big time by Triple H, Vince, Stephanie, all of them. That was, and of course it was natural for her to feel the way that she felt. And I don't think that, she should have been punished for their bullshit. But, oh well. I don't know, man.
I think we said this in the last podcast. The Hall of Fame, we all know how it's made of, what it's made of, and how it's done. And, when you're in the moment and you're watching it, at least for me, I kind of get into it like, oh, it's pretty cool. And then it's kind of like coming off your high, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's okay. I just hope they don't have another Hillbilly Jim long ass fucking speech like last time, man.
Man. As much as I like Hillbilly boy, Hillbilly was talking his ass off.
Yeah, and let's hope they also don't have people walking out of the speeches like they did with Goldberg.
Wow, that was just really that was crazy. I think a lot of people, even some of the wrestlers walked out on that shit.
Yeah, but in defense to them, supposedly they only did that to try to beat traffic to get ready for Mania the next day. So you gotta protect Goldberg and your product somehow. You know what I mean? So, but to round things up, man, how you feeling as a wrestling fan right now, bro?
Disappointed, but I'm disappointed in a lot of things. But I've been a lifelong fan, and I don't see myself going anywhere anytime soon.
It seems like they have their, times where they get up, they go up, they go back down, they go up, they go back down, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I'm like you, bro. I've been watching it, and I've told everybody here, religiously watching it since I was 10.
Right.
But it's everyone needs a fuck you moment, you know what I'm saying? Like, suspend belief, so, maybe I'm just that big of a loser that you know what I'm saying? Like, I go turn on the network and all that stuff, or watch SmackDown and Raw, like, later on today, I'm gonna go watch, Trish, Bliss, and Lita.
Oh, yeah, I watched that the other day, yeah.
And then the Eric Bischoff one, even though these were recorded back in the Mania season, but
yeah.
I read reviews. Somebody that, wrote a summary of what they talked about. It doesn't sound too all appealing because Bliss kept, was talking about her pig and shit like that. And, but
to tell you the truth, with that, I did not honestly see her reasoning for being in that. I honestly think it should have been Trish, Lita, and if anybody, it should have been Mickey James.
And that's the same thing I thought too. It's kind of like that time when they had Jarrett, Road Dogg, and Elias. Okay.
Yeah.
That didn't make any damn sense.
No sense.
The only connection, and I'm pretty sure you can figure it out, is the guitars. And then I'm thinking the only reason when they got Bliss on there with Trish, because, there's been a lot of people who say that Bliss reminds them of Trish.
No. I don't know who the hell said that, but they done lost their damn mind.
90% of the wrestling community, bro, out there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, they snorting that stuff. For real.
But, and then something else to wrestle with, they ended their first season.
With CM Punk.
CM Punk. The only one I caught was the Undertaker one, and the only reason why is because that's my dude. And, well, I just happened to be intoxicated and nothing else good was on TV, so. But at any rate, though, with me, man, I just been on cruise control, man. I don't get too hyped up over I like to call them mid-card pay-per-views, like Extreme Rules and stuff.
Yeah.
Because like I was telling you the other day, when we were talking during the pay-per-view, man, this is not even extreme. You know what I mean?
Not at all. It was extremely boring. That's what it was.
So, I would have to say that just like we've been saying all along, they have all this talent. Can you just imagine if they just focused on the in-ring product, the wrestling, they would have more butts in the seats.
Yeah.
The ratings would be higher.
Yep.
And, it would overall be a better and enjoyable product. But yeah, I'm just, honestly, I'm just not, I can't even say I'm excited for SummerSlam. I guess I would only be excited because it's SummerSlam. You know what I mean? But
I guess I'm just excited because of the, just because of the name and pretty much like the season, because, usually now SummerSlam, they might surprise us. They might surprise us because usually during those shows like WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, and SummerSlam, they usually stack the deck on those. So I mean, they may surprise us with it, but like I think that I'm mainly more surprised because of, I guess, like I said, that's one of the big name pay-per-views of the year.
Yeah, because SummerSlam's been around since '88, so
right.
It's always been one of the quote big four, and I'm just glad that the Brock Lesnar thing is going to be over with. I really think he's going to disappear, and like you were saying on the last podcast, he'll disappear, do his UFC thing, and then he's going to come back. Because,
he's going to come right back.
The money's too good, and that pop from the crowd, man. Every time Angle kept saying that he was going to strip Brock of the title, you can tell, like, man, yes, we want a new champion. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's, and I like Brock, but I don't like the fact of Brock having the title but not defending it. I don't like that. That's to me that got old quick. That got old pretty damn quick.
Yeah, but what is not old, guys, is us on Twitter at the Rasslin Cafe, YouTube. Type in the Rasslin Cafe, thewrestlingcafe.com. To get all the archives of our podcast, facebook.com/The Wrestling Cafe. Subscribe using Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn Radio, and Apple Podcast. And leave us a review. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and all that good stuff. And, we really do appreciate all the support and all the listeners out there. And like I said before, this is how we repay and appreciate our listeners by giving stuff away. And we're trying to get to that 100 likes. And if you end up being the lucky winner, you better be listening to the podcast, because that's the only way you'll find out. We're not gonna announce it on Twitter. We're not gonna announce it on Facebook. We're gonna announce it on the podcast. And we'll go from there, but we got, we're more than halfway there. So, tell a friend, tell everybody, And, if you guys want to email myself personally, email killerk@therwrestlingcafe.com, and I will respond accordingly. But until next time, guys, we hope you enjoyed listening. And we will probably be back, cause not WrestleMania, Summerfest is coming up on August 19th. So we're gonna have to come back and do a Summerfest preview. And,
SummerSlam, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm calling it Summerfest, man, cause I know that guest host dude who fucked up on TV that one day, Jeremy Python or whatever the hell his name is. I know you missed those guest host days, so I know you remember that when he messed up on the name.
Yeah.
So, until then, guys, we'll see you guys on the flip, and thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening to the Rasslin Cafe podcast. Follow us on Twitter at the Rasslin Cafe and at Big Southern. Check out our website at www.therwrasslincafe.com. Join us next time on another episode of the Rasslin Cafe podcast.